Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brian DeLosa, the B Hill Podcast. One of the part of the duo, the best part of the duo right now, which is my beautiful wife, is out getting a massage right now, which she needs is much needed. But I want to talk to you guys today about the Keke Palmer situation going on. Well, one of the things we provide is we provide a lot of marriage counseling, singles counseling, marriage coaching, singles coaching, relationship coaching, and people just trying to figure out what to do to make their marriage work, relationship work, put themselves in the best position to get married. And so the Keke Palmer situation happening, and her boyfriend and baby daddy making this comment he made about her attire and what she was doing with Usher and things like that, and how it wasn't appropriate, and that he doesn't want a woman that represents herself that way. And there have been a lot of women who have pretty much canceled him, and he's been blasted for his comments and what he has said, and he's come back to double down about the same feelings, and men have come out backing him up, and created quite a stir, and it'll probably be the stir for the next week or so. So I want to give my 2 cents on it with helping couples with relationship or singles trying to get in relationships or keep a relationship. The thing you have to understand, because I'm going to approach this from several ways: as a therapist, mental health therapist, as a coach, pastor, as a father, and as a married man. And so one of the things you got to understand is that, first, for any self-respecting man, they're not going to be with a woman who doesn't first respect herself and doesn't respect him. One of the top things that we understand that men need is honor. Men want to feel respected. They want to feel honored for a woman to be their wife. And the thing he spoke of in that is about him feeling dishonored. And as many women who came on and blasted him about it and made comments about him and the insecurities and everything else, and all he talked about is he wanted to be respected. And he also wants her to respect herself also because she has a child too. And so with that being the case, you have to understand that you may not like that he feels that way, and many men feel that way, but you have to understand that's how men operate. And so some may say, well, I seen some women who dress that way and do things like that, and they get a man or they get married. Remember, I said self-respecting man. That's the key behind it. Self-respecting man. Oh, there are men who are married women and do things like that and all that, but they're not self-respecting. Most time they're caught in open marriages. They're addicted to pornography. They don't treat their woman with respect. They mess with other women. But any man who wants to be honored and want to have an honorable wife when he goes out and take her in public and others will honor him and honor her is not going to go for that. You have to understand that part, or you're going to put yourself in a bad situation. And so Keke Palmer could get married later, but you got to remember, she's a celebrity. There are some people who will jump on that coattail no matter what she's done and be with her. But the majority of y'all are not in that situation, but you want a husband. And we want the mindset, as you hear men say all the time. They always say the thing, hey, I want a freak in private. I want a woman in nature. I mean, when we're in private, yes, walk around with the cheeks out and the lingerie and look sexy for me and everything else. But when we're in public, I don't want you wearing things that are inappropriate that's looking for attention. Because that's another one of the top turnoffs of men is women who look for too much attention. And you may say, well, hold on, that's confusing because they give the women all that attention when they dress inappropriate and do those things. So yes, they'll give them that attention to be with them for the night, but not for life. Because I want a woman that when she's away from me or when she goes out, I'm not worried about her trying to seek all that attention because being with me is enough. And we have to understand that with relationships, it shows respect and honor both ways. This is how it goes. And so one of the things that you got to look at, if I was talking to the guy, I would actually say to him, the guy dating Keke Palmer, and I was providing therapy for him or coaching, I would say, well, listen here. If this is how she is, if this is the way she dressed before you were with her, and maybe you were thinking after y'all had the child, she would change the way she dressed and she would act differently, and now she's acting the same way. You have a choice to make. You have a choice to make of whether you're willing to be with her, and his behavior has a great chance of maybe not changing and deal with it, or you're going to have to make a choice to move on. And I know sometimes, people like, wow, I mean, just move on like that, and just how some men to be that way and say, yep, I'm done. because men and women, we operate different. We're built different. Men, we don't operate from the mindset when we meet a woman of what she could be in the future, her potential. We don't operate from that mindset of, oh, her potential, she could be something in the future. No, we operate from the mindset, what we see right now is what you are. And it's a chance you won't get better, and that's who you're going to be. And so that's why men always make the quotes and say the statements, hey, man, you can't make a blank a housewife. All those statements, like, because that's who she is. So when you see her later, she showed you who she was in the beginning. Women, you're built different because of the way even God built you, to see more potential of what can grow and what something can come out of it. That's why y'all even have the children, because you can say, I can see the potential. I can help build the potential of what they can be. And so you'll give it a man. He won't have his stuff together, but you say, well, I've seen potential, and maybe I could work on him and get him in a place and a position where he can be the man he needs to be, for the husband he needs to be, and for the father he needs to be, so he can be good for us. And that's how you operate out of that. And that's why many times you end up in bad relationships, and men who were cheating when you were with them, but you thought you saw something, it was a good moment, and you want that moment to continue, but they showed you who they were. Men operate out of that mindset. You dress inappropriate, you behave inappropriate, you talk to me disrespectful, oh, that's who you are. And is this what I want for the rest of my life if I decide to marry you? And so understand, with men thinking that way, you don't want to be in the mindset of, well, once we got married, I will show them all these things. It's like, no, we got to see it before we marry you, that that's what you will be. Not just we're going to believe it in the future. Now, some people, going back to the situation, will say, well, they're only dating, he's only her boyfriend, he has no say on what she wears. Yeah, she's not his wife. She doesn't have his last name. And he has not taken that move of putting the ring on the finger to say, now you are mine, I am yours, we belong to one another, and have that type of authority in her life like she hasn't, he is now. And so that's not there. But you have to understand something. The behavior they see when you guys are dating, the behavior they see when you guys are kicking it with each other, that behavior is what's going to decide if he wants to move to the next area and ask you to be his wife. So you can't think, I can behave this way, but when we get married, he going to see a whole different side of me. That is not how most men operate. I'm telling you again, that is not how we operate. From the 1,000 men I have worked with, from men I have counseled, men, when after they got married and things change with the wife, they're like, hold on, this is a whole different side of what I thought I would see, and I married you hoping things you will remain the same, not that you would change on me. Women operate, they'll get married to a man which they don't see. They are in a place, in a position to really be good marriage material, but they say, well, they can become that after we get married, and they'll make these moves. We're different. So with that situation, I would look at him and I would say, this is what you have to make a choice of what you're going to do right here. With when it comes to Miss Palmer, like a lot of women out there, and a lot of men out there too, we're living in an attention-seeking generation. We've known through our inner psychology, said social media and all these cameras and everything being on has made the worst out of people, because now everybody want to be a god in their own eyes. They want to be seen. They want everybody to see them. They want to be glorified. They want to be magnified. And so people are willing to do whatever to get the attention and get the likes and get the hearts and get the googly eyes and all these things like that, because I can receive something that makes me feel good inside, which is attention. So you have a lot of attention-seeking behaviors. And people saying, well, she just had a baby and she want to show what she has. Many women have had babies and will go out showing what they have after they had babies and got themselves in shape and got right. And so now I'm going to walk out and I'm going to show off everything I got because I want to show that I got myself in shape. You don't need to do all that. And we know that. And so again, though, you can do it. But for you to think you're going to draw the attention of a self-respecting man to marry you, you're going to draw attention. But draw attention of a self-respecting man who's dignified, has honor, has integrity, holds himself by a high standard, that is going to actually repel them and send them the opposite way. Now, if you want a man that's not self-respecting, don't care about honor and integrity, don't care about treating you, talk to you a certain way, don't care about how you look in public, you will find those too. But don't complain after you get them. Don't complain after you get them. Now, of course, we already know when it comes to the side of the pastor side, We know the Bible says that don't draw me into you in lust, and don't draw that type of attention. That actually you dress, and you dress modestly, and you beautify and you glorify yourself. That now when people even see you, they see the beauty of God through you, because it's on you, and they can see that off you without you showing off your body. And now instead you magnify God through the way you dress, instead of now it's a thing that make people go the total opposite way. So it makes it real clear that we don't draw people with lust, and we don't draw people towards sinful behavior, and we don't make people, men or women, be a stumbling block because of what we're presenting with our bodies being out there and doing those things. I mean, there's all type of chapters in the Bible where it talks about don't even have people in a place where they're thinking on lust. And so you want to make sure you're not doing things to have people in that position and doing things purposely to draw the attention to yourself, where now you're drawing people but you're repelling God. You don't want to do that as a father. And as I talk to young girls in the school that I work with, and from elementary all the way up to high school to college age, we are constantly trying to work with them and say, hey, this is not how you want to draw the attention of young men. You don't want to dress this way, because if you're dressed a certain way and your body is out and you're doing these things, you're drawing them to your body, not to your mind. And since they see you are showing your body, they said, that's what you want me to pay attention to. So don't be mad when that's all I pay attention to, and I'm not really paying attention to who you are. And I will fake like I want to know who you are so I can get to that body you've been showing me, because that's what you want me to see anyway. See, what you're showing us is what we think, and that's what you want to be about. That's why you have women complain they get married, and they'll say things like, man, we got married, and I told him that I need him to check on me every morning. Just ask me, how are you doing? See how I'm doing. And a man will say over and over again when he sees his wife, how you doing? How you doing? Now the woman frustrated, like, okay, I didn't mean for him to ask me every single time, how you doing? I just want him to check in on me, and sometimes say, hey, how did that situation go at the job yesterday? Not just how you doing. I mean, goodness gracious. But that's how men are built. And so I said, well, you need to line out in detail what you actually want him to ask and what you're thinking about. That way he can say, oh, okay, I got it now. So the same way, if you are putting your body out there for the attention, it said, oh, you want me to focus on your body, not who you are, not your integrity, not your mind, not your honor, not your respect, not what you have done and accomplished. You want me to focus on you and focus on sex. So this is what you put out there. So you have a lot of people going hard and they're trying to protect Keke Palmer. A lot of these people are single, not married, or they're in bad marriages, been divorced, can't get somebody. You better trust what research has shown about women who attract men, that men want to marry them. One thing we look for is women of honor, integrity. They dress beautiful, but they respect themselves, because we know if they respect themselves, they respect us. The Bible talks about women who are modest, women who keep themselves, women who walk to with a certain standard and and God says that's how you draw men in that way, where they see that beauty and their respect. And so you can go your way you want to go, and all the people saying on social media, and you're gonna be single a long time, and you're gonna be going through a lot of pain that you shouldn't have to go through. But this is what you put out there. You're gonna get back what you put out. So I just want to come real quick and talk about that. It was supposed to be a little faster than that. But it's the thing of understanding that when there's so many people out here giving bad messages to young women, and you have women speaking to other women who's supposed to be the older women who's supposed to give wisdom to the younger women, but now you have people of the same age, and now some of the older women who don't have wisdom is giving bad advice to the younger women because they're single themselves. And so now you have this rotating thing where people are just are constantly spewing things that are now destroying each other, instead of saying, hey, no, that's not the way you carry yourself and behave yourself, because when you do that, you're going to draw and attract the type of men you don't want to be married to, the type of men you don't want to be with. So like I said, for the guy who's dating her, I will let him know, hey man, this is what you want. You see what she's about. So, and you see already that she'll behave this way even after having her child. So you got to make a decision if that's what you want to be with, and make a choice from there. That if she never changes, you're going to roll with it and be okay with it, which we already see you're not okay with it. So don't roll with it, because you're going to be in a miserable situation. If you're saying, well, I want to dress that way as a woman, and I want to behave that way as a woman, and I don't want a man telling me what to do, how I want to dress, well, understand. You're not going to find a man who's a very honorable man, built on integrity and wisdom, that wants to protect his wife and protect even himself, that's going to be with you. You'll be used for your body. You'll be used for things like that. And it won't be after your mind, your heart. We have to still focus on what reality has shown us. And your character speaks volume to who you are right now and who you'll be in the future. But man, I want you guys to continue to, seek wisdom. Make sure you like, subscribe. But we love you guys. We'll be coming with more stuff for couples and for singles. But hey, man, praying for Keke Palmer, praying for the children, praying for the situation. And it all gets better. And everybody looks to honor God with their lives, how they dress and what they do. But y'all have a beautiful day, man. God bless.